Sorry for the delay, but yes, we will go. I will invite the participants now, Sumi.
Sounds good. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our Cheon prayer visual. Let us start the day by greeting our heavenly parents and our true parents. Okay, let us, for those who are sitting, let us rise and let us face our true parents. 천지 참부모님께 경배. 바로 Let us recite 가정면세 1. 조인을극 주인, 우리 가정은 참사라로 칭칭하고 본향 다룬 자자, 본우의 창조인사인 지산종극과 정상종극을 장종할 것을 맹세하나이다. And number 1, our family, the owner of Cheon, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 감사합니다. And this morning, may I ask Mr. Stephen Boyd to offer a representative prayer?
Yes, good morning.
Thank you. Oh, you're on mute, Mr. Stephen.
I'm so sorry. Let's pray together. Good morning, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for this opportunity to gather together this morning as brothers and sisters in your sight. We give thanks to you and to our true parents and to our true mother, particularly, Heavenly Parent, as we think of her this morning leading this worldwide movement, this heavenly community. We ask, Heavenly Parent, that you guide and you protect and you support our true mother, that you give her good health, that she reveal our love for her and our support for her. I pray that we can understand her heart, understand her deepest desire, and connect to you through her, understanding the feminine side that you has been kept hidden from us for thousands of years. As we gather together this morning, Heavenly Parent, please speak to our hearts as we study together our true mother's memoir. May we understand her life course, and may we understand more deeply her desire for us. We thank you for this opportunity this morning, and I want to gather together and offer this prayer in all of our names here, holding the names of our true parents, and in the name of Stephen and Colleen Boyd of the Boyd family, a blessed intra-family. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Thank you so much. And
I'm gonna
let's do
praise
some
him.
stretching and strengthening. Awesome. So we're gonna breathe in and breathe out.
Praise him till
All right. But
when
you
the praises
can,
go up.
Hey, inhale and exhale. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, stretch out your arms. And exhale, reach for the sky. Yeah. Yes. And reach for the ceiling or the car roof or wherever you are and bring your arms down. Okay, now twist your sides, your hips.
For free, I make them for freedom.
Yes, and you can rotate as needed to your left and your right.
Chisel me into stone, prayer
All right. If you're driving, I encourage you not to do this so that you can keep your eyes on the road.
Talk to
Is there
us.
Miss Sandra Hansen? Yes, that's you.
Look out for your
Good to
family.
see everyone.
Escape
Your neck as well.
down in your trunk.
I hope you guys slept well. I hope your bodies aren't too sore today. Awesome.
Don't be mad.
And for those states that are raining, be careful on the road. Okay, let's stretch our arms. All right. If you got sunshine today, then appreciate that and enjoy that on behalf of us who has rainstorms today. Okay, to the left. Awesome.
The blessings come down.
All right. And if you're able to, you can like shake out your legs also. You can't see my legs, but I'm shaking them. And your wrists and your ankles, you can like twist them. Yes.
They booked the nicest hotels on the 59th floor with the big wide
Awesome.
window.
Okay, shake it off and loosen your shoulders.
No Twitter in heaven.
Okay.
Ain't no visit in heaven.
Awesome. All right, get it out and bring it back. Oh yeah, I see Mr. Lalonde. I like that.
I never forced it. I'm a force to
The wide arms. Yes. And twisting it nice.
4-hour break.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm feeling short.
Okay, bring it back.
Grab you a horn.
Morning, Shogo. I see you stretching. All right. And now let us go into our breakout rooms and share our gratitudes for today. Welcome back, everyone. How are you all doing? Nice. I'm grateful to be back. It's awesome to see you guys again. This morning too, I just realized the power of give and take in the sense that thinking about the people I can serve, I'm like, oh, I get to serve from early in the morning. Like, God bless. And then imagining the kind of like the energy I can give and actually receive from my brothers and sisters, like everyone here, I was able to like get up, so I was like, wow, give and take is so fundamental and so true. So I mean, give and receive. I'm not taking from you guys, I'm receiving from you guys. Okay, so in my breakout, I had the honor of having Mr. Ermgard to share. So I would like to invite him up to share his gratitude for this morning.
Sure, it's really good being on there with you this morning. And I mentioned that MGuard is actually in Las Vegas, so I get to be at home by myself, which is interesting, and it's also cool. And my gratitude, especially today, is for communication. MGuard texted me one situation, and then I ended up contacting another friend who contacted a third friend. And it's just amazing what's possible, when you have that means of communication. And sometimes it doesn't go directly, but it's just like a ping pong situation. But it got done, and we stayed in touch with each other. So I'm really grateful for that, and also grateful for the weather. It's raining over here a little bit. So that's my gratitude this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ermgard. And we have, Mr. Bain, sorry, I said Mr. Ermgard. And I would like to invite up Miss Kiyoya Parker for her sharing.
Good morning, everybody. This morning I couldn't go walk outside. Already 79 degrees and thunder and little rain. So I'm here inside. I'm so grateful I live with 3 generations family. With finally I became grandma from last December. So grandkids love is a little different for me. Just nothing, just go love the granddaughter, and she give me back directly too. And at 8:30, I'm come downstairs. I mean up the living room, the baby there already, and see my face, huge smile. And I spend time at least 6 hours a day or plus. And I'm spend more time than half daddy. So she think I'm somebody beside the mother. She know mother is special. So how say grateful, like experience different kind of love. And then I try to love my son-in-law more than my son. And then to listening and accept, agree and accept my daughter. So through that, I want to bring her back to God. She have got the bottom of her heart, but don't want to show surface, because my son-in-law think I'm belong cult, so she doesn't want to be between. But I can see here and there, and then because of that, anyway, I try to the Dr. Yon's methods. Don't say anything, just serve them and listening, and try to like win over. Try to give God's love through me, and finally, I think I have to bring them back to God, their original place. So I'm so grateful Dr. Yon's guidance too, and I could practice with 3 generations of family. She's not simple anymore. My daughter, she's a wife and she's a mother. So I have more like not complicated, but a different level. So I'm so grateful God's put to this situation, and that my growth too. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyoe-san. You're awesome. You're an amazing grandmother and a mother and a wife and a daughter of God for sure. Yeah. Great to have a neighbor like you. And this is her daughter, but her granddaughter, guys. Kori-chan. 7 months, right, Kyoe-san?
Yes.
So cute. Look at that. I'm sure she will help bridge the discrepancy between the relationships too, for sure. Yes. All right. Thank you everyone for sharing. And I hope all of your gratitudes can be offered up and received by heaven. Make God's day. All right. Now we would like to go on into our reading for today. Mother of Peace. Thank you.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Allison Hiroto. Every year, a team from the H.J. Magnolia International Medical Center, together with volunteers from various walks of life, offer medical services in Southeast Asia and Africa. In these countries, many people despair for lack of medical treatment. Lack of medication sometimes leads to amputation, blindness, or even the loss of life. My husband and I established the H.J. Magnolia Global Medical Foundation in the hope of relieving some of this suffering. Its purpose is to serve as a foundation for humankind to achieve total health, to provide everything from voluntary medical services in impoverished areas to enlightenment as to the cause of disease and the path of true health. Women Unite Religions in the Middle East. In 1969, on our first world tour together, my husband and I visited Israel. The day we arrived was extremely hot. Israel is a small country, 1/5 the size of South Korea. It did not take us so long to visit all the sites mentioned in the Bible. As we toured, we reflected on why the history of this area, which seemed to us so peaceful, has always been rife with disputes, conflicts, and terrorism. The Middle East includes the Holy Land, where Jesus was born 2,000 years ago. It has been the home of eminent peoples whose flourishing civilizations led global culture. Today, however, it is marred by the bitterness of religious conflict, with terrorist attacks sometimes taking the lives of innocent people. Trusting God for our safety, our Women's Federation for World Peace dove into the heart of the Middle East to build peace through reconciliation and love. From the late 1960s, Unification men and women missionaries from Europe went to countries in the Middle East, including Turkey, Jordan, Iran, and Lebanon. Some were arrested and some were deported, but others found ways to stay. Even so, those who entered Islamic countries that strictly forbade other faiths to proselytize risked incarceration, beatings, or worse from the authorities. Despite this, through the dedication, teaching, and service of our members, the local people came to understand them and gradually opened the doors to their hearts. By the mid-1980s, these missionaries brought eminent Muslim clergy to our Assembly of the World's Religions and Council for the World's Religions conferences, and these clergy in turn brought Muslim citizens from the Middle East and North Africa, sometimes hundreds at a time, to attend 40-day Divine Principle workshops in New York in the early 1990s. Beginning in 1992, Islamic couples who were moved by the teachings of the principle gratefully received the marriage blessing. Upon this foundation, in November of 1993, I traveled to Turkey to speak on True Parents and the Completed Testament Age. People tried to deter me from visiting the Middle East, saying it would be extremely dangerous and that audiences would walk out if I delivered a speech that did not suit them. That did not deter me in the least, for I had gone through worse situations many times. Even if there is only one person waiting to receive me, I consider it my mission as God's mediator, the only begotten daughter, to go to the ends of the earth to meet that person and open for him or her the gate of salvation. As I was forewarned, half the audience in Istanbul got up and left during my speech because I did not mention either Islam or the Prophet Muhammad. I realized that the road ahead in the Middle East would not be a smooth one. On the heels of that event, my next engagement was in Jerusalem. My family and movement leaders again voiced concern. They pointed out that it was an epicenter of war and tried to persuade me to wait until a calmer time. Nonetheless, I went to Jerusalem and after my arrival encountered a different problem. Opposition from Jewish leaders had led to the venue abruptly canceling our reservation. We found another hall, but there, as in Istanbul, many people left during my speech because what I said was not in accord with their beliefs. As in Istanbul, neither daunted nor discouraged, I finished my speech. I knew that God had suffered over the Middle East for thousands of years, and I was experiencing a small taste of that pain. I knew that even those who left early had received something of value that would grow in their hearts. As the world ushered in the new millennium, the American Clergy Leadership Conference took our ministry for peace in the Middle East to a new level, with an initiative to bring reconciliation between Jews and Christians. Based on the call for Christians to embrace the Jewish people, it was discovered that the cross is a barrier to that unity. Therefore, Christians called for the end of the era of the cross, taking down their crosses and focusing instead on the resurrection and victory of Jesus in love. In May 2003, members of the Christian clergy from the United States and Europe, as well as Israel, marched through the streets of Jerusalem carrying a cross. In a prayer of repentance and forgiveness, they buried that cross in the field of blood, which is said to have been bought by Judas Iscariot with the 30 pieces of silver he received for betraying Jesus. A Jewish woman present at that event said she felt as if 4,000 years of sorrow on the part of her people had finally dissipated. Within the same year, we conducted the Jerusalem Declaration for the reconciliation of the three Abrahamic faiths and held a ceremony in Jerusalem's main park. On that stage, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and Druze clergy crowned Jesus as the King of Israel. Our message was clear. Jesus came to humanity as our King of Kings, but he was rejected and crucified, and so could not realize the literal kingdom of God that he declared to be near. The purpose of the coronation ceremony was for people of all the Abrahamic faiths to declare Jesus the true King, thus liberating him and God from sorrow. On that day, and others like it, we created the environment in which religious leaders from around the world, together with Jewish and Palestinian Israelis, embraced in tears. The work carried out for peace in the Middle East was the fruit of many labors in God's vineyard, including our women missionaries and Women's Federation members, in particular from Japan, who were inspired by True Parents' vision. They left their families to work devotedly for a decade or more in the desert, a land of sandstorms and extreme natural phenomena. Half a century has passed since my husband and I first visited the Middle East. I still vividly remember the excitement, mixed with concern, that I felt when I took my first steps into the desert with the warm wind in my face. At that time, as we visited 3 Middle Eastern nations, we earnestly prayed for the entire region to unite in one heart and realize peace. For me, seeking peace is comparable to searching for a needle in the middle of a sandstorm. Success is accomplished only by the intervention of God, our Heavenly Parent. Thus it was with absolute faith, love, and obedience in 1960 that my husband and I resolved never to turn back until we had established a peaceful world. I am so sad that acts of terrorism still continue. When all people realize the significance of the only begotten daughter and that she is with them, representing the ideal of womanhood for which all religions have striven, the cycle of tragedy upon tragedy will come to an end, both in the Middle East and throughout the world.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
Thank you, True Mother. 감사합니다. Okay. And for this morning and the next, this following week, we will be able to hear from our beloved Pastor Barbara of Hudson, New York. I'd like to invite up for Pastor's reflection.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, so what a beautiful reading this morning from Mother. And I think the first thing that sticks out to me in today's reading is really how over and over again true parents dive into suffering, so you see the situation in the Middle East, and there's terrorists and war and so much hatred and conflict between the peoples, but Mother and Father just go there, even though they're told you're not going to be victorious, and even though people aren't going to be able to receive what they say, just that heart to so the thing about that is, first of all, I always feel like I'm trying to avoid suffering, and it's like the opposite thing, you instead of diving into suffering. And Mother says that even you go and they can't really receive you, but gradually through your love, that's going to open the doors to their hearts. And it makes me think about, yesterday at the chiropractor, he was telling us, you want big results. So you want to get better right now. You just want to be out of pain and just like that. And it's like, actually, that's really not God's way, actually. And I'm just marveling at true parents' patience to take those small steps. If you look at the first time they went to the Middle East, it's 1969, so I was like 1. And then it's like 1990 before she says there was Islamic couples that gratefully received the blessing. That's like such a long time. And it just makes me feel how important patience is, because we get after ourselves. We say, oh, or my witnessing didn't bring any results or whatever. But look at how long true parents waited, just investing in the Middle East before any fruits could come, and there's still such a long way to go for the Middle East to be at peace. Yeah. And also Mother says, even if there's only one person waiting to receive me, I consider it my mission as God's mediator, the only begotten daughter, to go to the ends of the earth to meet that person and open for him or her the gates of salvation. And again, I'm just so moved by Mother's heart, and the same point of how we'll say if the results are too small, we'll say it's not worth it. We'll think about investing into something, and we'll think about whether it's a waste of our time, And my takeaway from this is that love is never a waste of our time, and it's always worth it to invest in another human being with a heart of love. And as those people walked out of her speeches, she says, I was experiencing a small taste of that pain, of God's pain. And when I was in Las Vegas, it was so interesting because, Mother has been through so much incredible suffering, and she doesn't really want to go into that in depth. So, Damien was saying, you have to see what Mother's not saying. And what I realized is, I had all these experiences in my life, and they were painful. And then I realized, like, oh, this is just, all this pain was for the sake of understanding Mother's heart and God's pain. And if we can really find purpose for our suffering, then we become so empowered. And Mother said, when those people left, I wasn't daunted or discouraged, and again, we're so easily discouraged, we're so easily make a small investment. If we don't see instant results, we want to just quit. And I just think our parents are just such, self-help, motivational inspirations. Like, you can't quit. Just keep going, because we reach their heart, because they have this, because their purpose is hooked into God. Like, they want to liberate God from their sorrow. So they're like, the reason that they're doing what they're doing is so big, right? And so that's why they can keep going. And if we can tap into that like purpose bigger than ourselves, then we really can keep going and really have the patience and the perseverance to really bring about the victory for our true parents and our heavenly parent. And thank you this morning.
Thank you so much, and Barbara. Thank you so much. Beautiful points, heartfelt points, mentioning experiences that I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. So, I hope we can all feel that we're not alone in whatever. Through your reflection, I also felt, so maybe representing everyone here, we felt that, we're not alone in these challenges and that we can get through this together. Thank you for encouragement. And now, as we heard that reflection as well as the mother's words, let us go into breakout rooms and share with one another what stood out to us today. All right. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful sharing. Or if you didn't share, I hope you had a great sharing with God. Yes, and those who will be joining later on YouTube, I hope you can find a way to share with God, with another person, etc. All right, so I would like to invite up Mr. and Mrs. Iwamoto for your sharing.
Yes, I moved to mother's disparate spirit. When through mother went Turkey in Middle East, and in the middle people go home. That is very because through mother didn't speak about Muhammad. So yeah, and but still through mother, if one people waiting me, I will go anywhere in the world. That kind of spirit is very moved to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, today's world, success is accomplished only by the intervention of God. This touched my heart, and through mother's sincere heart and devotion, and God worked, and I could attend the coronation ceremony in Jerusalem in 2003. It was a wonderful opportunity to see all the three religious leaders are united. And thank you.
Thank you so much to the Iwamoto couple. You guys are glowing. It felt like they were glowing, right? Or that maybe it's the lighting. I don't know, but you guys are glowing. Thank you so much. Must be the Holy Spirit. And next, I would like to call on Mrs. Akemi Hirose to share as well.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Yeah, like Mr. Iwamoto said, yeah, true mother was rejected during the speech. Half of them left. That was so painful. But still, true mother prayed for them, even if they reject true mother, people will change through her love and through her devotion that she prayed over them. That was so moved. And yeah, Pastor Barbara said, like, our pain is God's pain. When whatever we feel pain, that was God's pain. And true mother herself also went through all kinds of pain. That's one point. And yeah, somehow recently my boss at work and the person who works next door and came to me and talked about their pain and raising the kids in this country, how hard it was. Somehow they start talking to me. And yeah, I had a similar experience, but at least we had heavenly parents and we have two parents and we had brothers and sisters. We could go through this pain, but people at work, they didn't have God and they didn't have true parents and went through all the difficulty and the pain. And I felt I can be something. By them listening to them, I can help them or something. I thought, yeah, that's my takeaway. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Hirose. Thank you for your sincere sharing and sharing about how selfless, that selfless heart. Yeah. It's totally awesome to have brothers and to know that we have brothers and sisters who are on this journey together and our true parents and our heavenly parents. All right. Thank you all for sharing. And now we would like to go into announcements. And by the way, please feel free to keep sharing in the comments section as well. Yeah, it's always great to be able to hear from one another, right? Very uplifting and encouraging. So yeah, feel free to share. Okay, so regarding announcements, yeah, you invite someone to our Cheon Shim visual. You know, if you feel like it's benefiting you, then it's got to benefit someone too. It's guaranteed. Then next, you know, at the end of our show every 8 days, we do have the musical offering and live testimony. So if you or you know of someone that has you know, have like a living, like an experience or like a breakthrough recently, then yes, feel free to forward that to Mr. Takino, Pastor Takino, or Yasu Ozawa, and he will leave the email down below. Yes. And that was all that we discussed regarding announcements. Any other sudden announcements, Pastor Takino or Yasu? No. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Today we have an international Cheon Shim prayer connecting to the HJ Chombo Training Center to Las Vegas and American churches.
Wonderful. So the link is usually given out privately through the Cheon Shim one. So, you know, if you're able to go to your nearest, attend the nearest Cheon Shim one, I guess for us it'll be New Jersey. And, or if you were to reach out to, well, can people reach out to Pastor Sakino or their local pastor for the link for Zoom, to join in via Zoom?
No, please come to the Cheon Shim or Belvedere Cheon Shim.
Oh, yes, Belvedere. Oh, yeah, Belvedere. Yes. Awesome. Or Vegas, you know, maybe you guys are in different time zones. Vegas.
9 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awesome. And now we will go into Cheon Shim prayer. And for the first half, we'll have Pastor Takino do the representative prayer, followed by our unison prayer. Awesome. So yes, Pastor Takino.
Okay. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me prayers. 존귀하시는 하늘 부모님과 사랑하신 존진 장포님, we most respect Heavenly Parents and our love true parents. I pray first for true mother's health. She's already become over 80 years old, but she don't stop her fighting until complete her promise in front of God, in front of true Father. True parents promise to God to finish all providential history and start new as God's dream. Heavenly Parents, you are the one who create this world, and this world starting from your dream. That is the kingdom of heaven, centering on true family and true love. And you never give up because you are absolute being, eternal, unchanging being. You never give up. And true parents know how much God was waiting for this day to see everyone, all God's children become one family, beyond the races, beyond the religion, beyond the nationality. but we are always conflict that doctrine or teaching of religion, or sometimes political philosophy. Only way we can overcome this issue, we have true parents, parental heart. Parental heart always embrace any uniqueness. Or from parents' viewpoint, everybody equal value, precious value. That is the only way we can unite each other and make up eternal peace. That's why True Mother encourages us to know who is the heavenly parent. And we are now living in the era of Cheon. Let's create the principle of creation world. So now is the time we can show them, not just teaching, not just talking, but we can show them how much the beautiful principle of the creation. And we practice every day to grow in myself. Heavenly Parents, we will start to pray now through this prayer, but not just pray. We made a commitment to make an action every day. So please continue to guide all brothers and sisters, second gen and third gen, young people. They can realize touching the heart of God and practice every day. I pray for this. My name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. And now let us go into unison prayer. Feel free to unmute and offer our devotion this morning.
Heavenly Parent, we thank you that see how brave our true mother always great and desire always to walk in always to have a heart to go where even just one teacher
sun shining bright.
inherit this heart right now.
Problems.
Walk into fire, walk into suffering, walk into we want to liberate
My family, especially my children and my grandchildren.
mother's heart. We really want to.
As you do every moment of our lives, wherever your children are today,
by all we really as Americans
the hospital, Heavenly Parents, we need your protection and your protection.
we want to have our mother.
Take care of every moment of me and my family. Thank you for the healing that you provide for Amy at this time, Heavenly Parents. Destroying all cancer cells in her body.
Whatever she
You can live growth, maturity, and
see that 100
take care of them. Thank you so much.
our two mothers,
Other children, just like our junior said, Rick and
our love and
those spouses. Relationship with my daughter, sons, grandchildren,
children of
upon them, my living in life,
right now
to you, Heavenly Parents,
always wanted to
so grateful for this. Control of every moment and guide and protect us. Inspire us, give us wisdom. Let us always connect to you.
as long as it takes.
Whenever we are, so we can expect the show that people take control of every moment of this day and guide and protect us. Let your light continue to shine and Tidings concerning my children, Jones, Virginia, everything from on the side, Eric, my God, for each I upon each and every one of them, shine your light upon each and every one of them. Telling every household. Thank you so much. And take control of everyone. Your love, give your love to others. Thank you.
There is only begotten
David at this time.
want the whole world to know what God is on earth. We need to understand ourselves better.
Thank you so much, everyone, for offering devotion this morning. And that concludes our day one of Until Unshow. And so I hope we can continue to claim each day. And as it is day one, God created light. And let us appreciate the light that God has offered us. And be able to appreciate one another and appreciate our heavenly parents and our true parents. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, and see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Good morning. Good morning.